I bet you didn't know Google blacklists 10,000 websites every single day for malware. Now, as someone who's had their server hacked, this was like 10, 15 years ago when I was first starting out, I wouldn't wish this, a hacked website, on my worst enemy. Not that I've got enemies, but I wouldn't wish it on anybody. For me, what happened, one website got compromised, then that led to the server getting compromised, and then all the websites on the server got replaced by a black screen with this tiger on it that said, you know, you've been hacked. At the time, it felt like the worst thing happening to me, but in reality, looking back on it, it was probably the best thing that happened to me because it led me down the path of learning about security, making sure that all my clients' websites were kept up to date and secure, and that's what have led me to where I am today. Look, a hacked website can be devastating because, you know, it can cost you revenue, it can cost you reputation, and, you know, your users' data. Hackers can steal passwords, they can install malware, and they can even request a ransom for you to get your website back. Now, every day, Google warns millions of users about insecure websites, so don't let yours be one. Now, with the experience that I've got, I'm looking to create a series of videos where I share practical tips of what you can do to make sure that yours isn't one of them. So today's practical tip, which is the first one, it's an easy one, is to make sure that you've got WordPress, plugins, and themes all up to date. Now, quite often when you see these updates in WordPress, you get frustrated and you think, oh, bloody hell, more updates. But quite often, these updates are new features, but generally they're security fixes because there's constant need with WordPress because it's the most popular platform on the market that you need to keep everything up to date. And I suggest that you go and do that. If you're not sure or you're worried, do the updates first on a staging site so you're not overwriting anything that you're worried about. But you want to make sure that everything is up to date. No different to, you know, how you'd make sure that your Windows is up to date all the time. You know, when I was 20, you know, starting out in business, I was fixing people's computers and, you know, 9 times out of 10, I would fix the problem just by updating Windows. Now, WordPress is no different. So that's it. So if you want more actionable tips like this to make sure your website is secure, make sure you follow, and we'll be rolling out video number 2 tomorrow.